What's happening, party people? Welcome to week 5 of how to master Facebook ads. On this training here, we're going to go through actually how to scale your ads to maximize ROI. So once you have an ad that's running, it's getting good results. Now we want to actually scale it up so we can get more of the same results that we have. So this call here, I'm going to go through each and every step, how everything works. Usually these calls are recorded live, but had some technical difficulty, so had to shoot the video again. It's only gonna be me on the call, but if you have any questions where you're watching the video, if you're in the Facebook group or on YouTube, post them in the comments. I'll definitely be able to answer those for you and just tag me. So, like I mentioned, this training here is going to be going over how to scale up your Facebook ads so we can maximize the ROI. Now, why this is so important, you're going to learn the right way to increase the leads that you're producing. So if you're getting them at a really good cost per lead, we want to keep that going and also double down because that's just really going to help us take our business to the next level. Now, increasing your leads in sales without wasting ad spend. This is going to be very important. You don't have to worry about creating anything new. You can just keep doubling down on what's working. Now, if you're watching the replay, I'm pretty sure you are, of course, feel free to take notes and then plug those notes in. And as you're writing in your notes, just ask your questions at the end. All right, next, why scaling matters. You can get more leads, like I mentioned. Keeps you from actually wasting money and keeps you from having to start from scratch. Once you really kind of fine tune your ad copy, your creative, and it's working, you want to continue to keep using that. You don't want to start from ground zero. You can increase profitability and business growth. So you can really increase the amount of sales you're bringing to the business, which is the ultimate goal. And as you scale, your cost per lead could end up going down just about the more you spend. It allows you to expand your reach while keeping your costs under control. And we do want to mitigate cost, so you can really get the message out to massive amounts of people if you do this correctly. Now, when it comes to scaling your ad, consistency is important. So profitable results are going to be the CTR and the CPL. And we'll make sure that your CTR is good, so it's high, so people are actually going through your funnel, and your cost per lead is low. We want to keep it as low as possible. Now, to do this, you want to have at least 50 leads, and you have a solid conversion rate. So you can't, I don't recommend scaling it if you haven't reached 50 leads with a specific campaign, just because you don't have enough data to identify if that's a working campaign or not. Audience engagement and ad performance remain strong. So we want to make sure that you have a really good click-through rate. People are liking, hearting, sharing your ad. And if that's strong and consistent, that identifies an ad that you can actually scale up. All right. Now there's two different ways of scaling. There's vertical and horizontal. Vertical is increasing your budget on the winning ad. So if you have ad A that's working really well and you got ad B that's not working well, that just means increasing your budget with ad A, just spending more money. Horizontal is duplicating the ad and testing new audiences. So if you're doing open targeting, we did a training on this. So if you're doing open targeting, like just location and age, and then you create a new audience to where you have location and age, and you have a couple of interests like senior living, retirement planning, stuff like that. So that's a different way of the targeting. That's horizontal targeting. Horizontal scaling, I'm sorry. Now, both strategies will help you maximize performance without overspending. So both of them work. Just try them both and see which one you like best. All right, now vertical scaling strategy. Now, when it comes to raising your budget, you can't go crazy. You can't increase your ad spend too much. It needs to be based off of how much you're spending at the moment. So raise it in between 20 to 30% every 48 to 72 hours to avoid disrupting the algorithm. This is very important. So when it comes to scaling vertically, you want to make sure that you're gradually increasing it. You can't just spend $10 a day today and then say, hey, I want to go to 50 with the same ad. It's not going to work. You have to gradually work your way up. Monitor performance to ensure the cost per lead remains steady. So during those 48 to 72 hours, keep a good eye on the campaign to make sure that your cost per lead doesn't skyrocket. If you do this correctly, you won't have to worry about that. Now, avoid doubling your budget overnight. This is just like I said, it will kill your ad performance. If you try to go from 10 to 20 or 20 to 40 in one night, it's going to kill the algorithm, and it's going to restart everything. So it's going to be like starting from scratch. So please do not do that. All right. Now, horizontal scaling strategies. There's a couple different ways you can do this. One is duplicate the high performing ad. You plug in a new interest-based audience. So that's what I was saying, financial planning, retirement, senior living, stuff like that. Audience, detailed demographic targeting. So that one there. You can also use lookalike audiences of existing leads. So if you have a existing lead list, you can create a lookalike audience based off of the leads that you already have, and different placements. You can do stories, reels, Facebook feed, things like that. I would steer clear of the different placements because feeds is always going to be the best one. This is just some different tips and tricks based off of what you're marketing. Lookalike audiences, we're going to do a training on this, but I would just focus on new interest-based audiences. These are just a couple of bonuses here. Test multiple ad variants to see which works best. And ad variants are the different ad copies, different ad creatives. Just test different ones. See which one works best with your best performing ad. So that's the ones you want to kind of test a little bit. All right. Now retargeting to scale profitability. Now we talked about this on our last training on how to retarget people. You can target people who visit your website, people who engage with your ad, or people who are on your lead list. Retargeting is a low cost per lead and very high conversion because they've already engaged. We'll do another training on how to retarget people, but it works well because they've already engaged once. And this second go round, they're going to be more likely to go ahead and go through the steps, whether it's opting in or booking with you. All right. Next is the lookalike audience. Now, this is, like I mentioned earlier, you'll have a list. I recommend if you have at least 300 in your list. That's like bare minimum before I even look into doing anything like this. And like I said, we'll do a training on how to actually implement this. But you have a list 300, and then you upload that list on Facebook, and you create a lookalike audience of a 1%, a 1% lookalike audience that best matches the leads that you already have. And what Facebook's going to do is going to use the data that you have, pull it off of the lead list, and build another list based off the information you provide that is similar to the list that you provided. So that's how powerful it can be. Really, really powerful. So if you have a really hot list, upload to Facebook and they can build another list that's just not just as hot, but similar, very similar. And then combine a lookalike audience with interest-based targeting for best results. So you can kind of test them back and forth. So you can have your lookalike audience here, and then your interest-based targeting audience here, and you can test multiple different ads simultaneously with your winning ad. Like all this testing is done with the ad that's already working. So you're going to get results right out the gate. Now, mistakes to avoid: increasing your budget too fast. We already really talked about this. Don't double your budget overnight. You can't do that. I'm not monitoring the ad frequency. We want to make sure that the ad fatigue doesn't set in, because when you're doing retargeting, ad fatigue can set in quickly because the audience is so concentrated. When you're doing the retargeting, because you're retargeting people who've already engaged and the audience size isn't usually that big. So we want to make sure that we're watching the data on for that one. And then ignoring the new audience test. So always test, because things can always be improved, especially with advertising and marketing on Facebook. So test consistently. Perfect. Now, action steps. Go identify an ad that you can scale. If you're already running ads right now, take a look at them, see which one is performing the best, and identify the one that you need to scale. It has a good cost per lead and good click-through rate. Those are metrics you want to look for. And increase your budget by 20%, or duplicate the ad set and increase the budget that way. There's two different ways you can do that. So if you have an ad that's running for $10 a day on the ad set level, you can increase it by 20%, which is what, $2. So you go from $10 to $12, or you can duplicate the ad set of the original ad. So duplicate the ad set is spending $10 and then increase the budget that way. Now, if you duplicate the ad, you can increase the budget by how much you want. So if you have an ad that's working, you spend $10 a day, and you're like, hey, I don't want to increase it by 20% every day. I want to just increase it a whole lot. you can duplicate the ad set. And then when you create the new ad set, you can set it for $50 out of the gate without any buffering process, without messing up the algorithm. It'll just be like starting a new campaign, but the ad's already working, so you know it's going to convert. Now you're just spending more money towards it. So that's another way you can do that. And then set up a retargeting audience to capture warm leads. Hold off on this because this can get kind of tricky. So don't really worry too much about that. We'll go through how to set up a retargeting audience on another training. But these first two, try that. And then once you do it, post your results in the Facebook group. If you're watching this on Facebook, just post them in the comments or create a post yourself and share your results. Or if you're watching this on Facebook, join the Facebook group. It's Break Free Agent. Join it, post your results in there, and I'll be happy to provide feedback, answer your questions. Sweet. So it's kind of all I got. There is a Q&A portion of the call, but it's only me on here again. So I'm going to skip past this here real quick. But if anybody has any questions while I've been going through the training, like I said, post it in the comments, or if you're on YouTube, join the Facebook group, post them in the comments, or post on the YouTube comments, whatever works best for you. Now next week is going to be advanced targeting strategies to convert more leads. So I'm going to show you how to actually retarget the leads. So once you have people who's engaged with your website, your business page, or your lead form, you can retarget those people and they convert really, really well because they've already engaged. So be on the lookout for that one. That training is going to be Wednesday, February 12th at 3 p.m. CST. So be sure to hop on that if you want. I'll be sure to post the link to that training inside the Facebook group so you can hop on. Or if you want to catch a replay, it's going to be in the Facebook group as well. Now, if you want to stay connected, there's a couple different ways you can do that. One, you can join our Facebook group. There's Break Free Agent. Go to Facebook, type in Break Free Agent. You can see my big ugly mug. You can join the group. It's absolutely free. And we do trainings like this every single week. You can send me a friend request on Facebook. It's Christopher T. Kennedy. You can shoot me a friend request, send me a DM, whatever works best for you. You can go to our website, see what we're all about. It's bfamastermind.com/homepage. See what we're all about. Check us out. See what's going on there. Then lastly, if you're brave, you say, hey, Chris, I'm tired of free stuff. I want some one-on-one help. I want you to set this up for me in 24 hours or less. Just book a call with me. I'll show you some of the resources that we provide and what we do for our one-on-one clients. And we'll see if we'll be a good fit for you. So look, I want to thank you all so much for hopping on week 5. Week 6 is going to be phenomenal. And I will see you on the other side. Have a great one.